What's going on YouTube? It's the Uppercut Pod, and we back with another vid today, man. What's up, Rev?
What's going on? How you feeling today?
Chilling, man. Just left the gym. Can't complain.
That's what's up, man. I worked out earlier myself. Gotta make sure you're staying right, stay fit. That's the goal.
For
We
sure.
get we getting old now.
Yeah, for sure, man. And
Like I know,
I,
I know when you waking up now, like why the fuck this joint hurt so much? Like back then, you know how back then
yeah,
you could just do
facts.
anything you wanted without stretching.
I be
When you
feeling
was a
like it be
kid,
my back. It be my back, bro. I be like, bro, I'm not that old, but I'm starting to get there now. I'm starting to feel pains and shit,
you gotta make sure you
and
stretching before all workouts and all
yeah, shit.
activities now.
Should should be like dying. We definitely getting old. And speaking of the topic, growing up in Philly, you gotta stay, stay sharp. Stay in the gym, stay in shape, because you could just be rumbling somebody, and you blink, now you rumbling someone. You know how it is when you in Philly and shit. Speaking of Philly though, that's what I wanted to talk about today, man. We got Danny Garcia, man. He's back. That's my
Yeah,
boy
man.
too. I ain't gonna lie. I mess with Danny heavy.
Yeah, man. How can you not like Danny? Well, I know a lot of people don't like Danny. I feel like a lot of people don't like more so his dad. That's
He
probably
be
what it is.
bugging though. His dad do be bugging. His dad be drum. But like you could say the same thing about Devin Haney and his pop,
Yeah, yeah.
Brian Norman and his pop. Like
When you got a dad who always talking, now they just always want
yeah,
to see a fighter lose.
yeah, for sure. When in reality, it's just like this is his dad, bro. Like he's going to just back his seeds.
Yeah,
You know what I
for real,
mean? You know
for
how
real.
I go. But first off, I just want to get into a little bit of details on the fight before we get into the actual fight. So the whole card, bro, Danny's throwing it. Like he's doing it all.
Oh
Like
yeah, we know
it's with his
Danny's
promotion.
a promoter now. Let's get it.
Yeah. So we
He's
got
snapping.
Danny on promotion. He signed a deal with a streaming company. So he's gonna be getting some shares from the streaming. Yo, Danny is a crazy businessman, by the way. He's getting some streams from the he's gonna get some money from the streaming company.
I was hearing he looked up to Oscar, or not looked up, but Oscar's a big inspiration for him. He used to fight under Oscar's
Yeah,
promotion as well. So he doing that, fighter turn promoter route, and he's off to a
yeah.
solid start.
Bro. I ain't gonna lie, this is legendary. Only person I could probably think that has done something like this is Oscar, literally. Like a fighter start his own thing and get like a big ass arena. Like he got the Barclay Center, bro. Danny Garcia got the whole Barclay Center. Like that's crazy. Literally, Oscar, like you were saying, is probably the only guy that has done something like this. Or maybe like a Floyd. Maybe like
Yeah,
a Floyd.
yeah, Floyd.
Floyd's in there. But it's just crazy that to see how far like Danny's come, because I remember, like I said, I'm from North, you know what I'm saying? Well, Germantown to be exact. So I'm not, North is right there, but I remember coming up and everybody wanted to be like Danny, all the Rican kids. I used to live on a block. What is it? Straight Rican kids, if y'all don't know.
Hmm.
And I remember just everybody wanted to be like Danny Garcia. Like, I swear to you, like, everyone like Danny Garcia, like, before his fights, he do this little thing where he kisses biceps. And I remember like we would all be play sparring in the streets.
Hmm.
Everybody do, but I promise you, like Danny was like really like the guy. Like everybody wanted to be like Danny, especially if he was a Rican. So like to see Danny being able to like be his own promoter and do his whole card, like it's crazy. Like I never would have thought. Like I knew Danny was gonna be a good fighter. He was a world champion when I was coming up, but to see him like make the moves he's making now, man, it's just crazy. I'm just like astonished, honestly, bro. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Danny has done a lot in the boxing game. Sold a lot of stadiums. He's garnered a lot of fan bases. He's also garnered hate, but they also say like when they hate and they just talking about you. The hate is actually good. Like what I'm saying. I think a lot of times throughout his career, he was kind of like he's the champ, but how do we really feel about him? That's how I kind of like feel about Danny.
For sure.
Even though I think he was a good fighter, but like as the public, people was always like, he got the lucky win over American. Some people say, and he
Eric
had some.
Morales is old.
He had some
Yeah.
average performances, but they always going to talk about every fighter. That's really just how it is. Like I said, I think Danny's would have been very liked if it wasn't for his dad. I really truly think like that played a big factor because Danny's kind of
Yeah,
not quiet, but he's like calm, he chill, like
he's a chill guy,
he's a chill dude, and you know now that you look at his resume, looking back, you be like, oh, could this dude be a Hall of Famer?
bro.
Like,
Danny fought, and like to before we start getting into more recent things, right? Danny was a part of that welterweight class where it was like they was
well,
like
when
fighting each
welterweight was
other.
the one, when
Like
welterweight
what
was
we had
popping,
Keith Thurman, Errol Spence. You could throw Danny in there, Sean Porter.
Bud,
Eventually,
Keith Thurman.
that was like, bro,
Hmm.
that was a great time to be a boxing fan. Like, and I respect Danny too because that era, those guys fought each other. Like, you didn't have no
Yeah,
question. Are we gonna get this matchup? Where we got all the matchups we wanted to see. Like, besides probably like a Bud and like a Pacquiao, or you know what I'm saying.
oh
But
man,
he's been around for a while. But the premier welterweight guys, champion guys, we got to see those guys, bro. And that
yeah,
was like, that's a blessing these days. Well, at the time, it was a blessing, to be able to see that because these top guys is not fighting these top guys how Danny and them was. So you gotta respect Danny. If it's one thing you gotta do with Danny, you have to respect him, as a fighter. You know what I mean?
I
That's
agree.
now I tip my hat off to him for sure. But I wanted to get into, since he has a fight coming up, we're just gonna go off his past two performances. We'll go two. So he fought Jose Benavidez, David Benavidez, brother, which is he's a good fighter. He's been a good fighter literally since the amateurs. I don't know if you know, he's been a great fighter.
Yeah,
Uh,
he hurt his knee, I think, or
he
something.
got shot in
Like,
his knee.
yeah,
Um, I think that was a beautiful performance by Danny. Just to do a little back on it. I just think Jose was just a great tune-up fight for Danny. Like, I don't think he was a top guy, but I don't think he was an average guy, and he wasn't a guy in his prime, but he still can fight. You know what I mean? Because he's
right.
sparring David Benavidez every day, which is probably a challenge itself. So, just do you remember that fight when he fought Jose? How do
Yeah.
you remember it? Crying and stuff? How do you think that performance was?
I mean, kind of. It's when you see a guy getting older, you take more fights with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I kind of was doing. Danny, his name is already made at this point. No matter how he looked in that fight, so that's really just how I think about it. Him versus Lara. I know we're gonna.
that's what I was gonna. Yeah,
Him versus Lara. Lara is one of my favorite fighters. Like, I don't know if we probably said that before, but I'm a real big fan of, like, IQ guys, and I love watching
Southpaw.
southpaws. Yep, I love
Yeah,
watching southpaws. Like, I think Lara is one of the most underrated fighters of the generation, and
yeah,
to me, you could look at his name around the Hall of Fame
yeah.
level as well. Like, you
Bro,
never know
Lars
what
an
could
old
happen.
head, bro. He's in fight night, bro. He's
Yeah,
in fight night.
he's 42, I think,
bro,
and
he's in bro, he's in fight night, bro.
bro, Lara's a dog, bro. I think
For
we
sure.
don't know what could have happened if they ain't robbed him two of the biggest fights of his life. Like, they robbed him against Paul Williams.
I
We
think he
all
beat
know that was,
Canelo.
and they robbed him against Canelo. Like, if they give him either of those wins, his career trajectory looks different. I still think everybody respects him and knows, like, he's one of the best. Like, I think
Yeah,
he's a truly not a B plus fighter. Like, he's definitely an A fighter. Like, to me, like,
for sure.
I think he's an A
Especially when he's
fighter.
been champion for so long. You know what I mean? He's been
Yeah.
champion for a while now, and he's defending his belt nonstop. So it's like we
He's
know this is
fought top guys
yeah,
from 140 to 160. He's at
yeah.
160 now,
Yeah.
so
And it makes it more impressive due to age. Like, he's 40-something years old and he's still competing at this level. So I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed in Danny's performance. I know he had a layoff, but I thought he would just do a little more. It just seemed like he wasn't in the fight. He didn't seem like he was there to win at all. It just like the hunger, the desire, just like he wasn't present in the situation. Let's just say it seemed like, and a lot of that has to do with his mental and stuff. He's dealt with depression and stuff like that. And you could just tell he just wasn't in a fighting space. Like he probably had a good camp and all. Like he just wasn't in like a train to go space, and it's time to fight.
Yeah, I think all that was true. I think yeah, and it's
Yeah,
also a difficult matchup. Like he's
yeah.
taking
You
on
find a
Lara.
southpaw.
Like I think
Laura is hard. It's
even in
tough.
Danny's prime, I think Lara would give him a lot of
Yeah.
troubles. To be
And on
honest.
top, Danny went up 2 weight classes too. So it's like
Yeah,
it's just it's so many challenges probably with everything you got to deal with on top of that. It's just it wasn't a good situation. I don't think that was a good move for him, but I respect the trying to
yeah,
be great. I respect the trying to be great, but I don't think that was like a good move for Danny's career. And I think his dad made a good decision to come in there and stop that before it
yeah,
gets where it
for
has to
sure.
go. Definitely a good move by the corner. Now let's get into how what we got going on this what's it tomorrow, right? It's Friday today, right? So we
It's
got
Friday.
Danny we got Danny fighting at the Barclays tomorrow. Farewell at the Barclays, because y'all know Danny used to sell the Barclays out like every fight. Like if y'all don't know,
Yeah,
like Danny sell that joint out. So what's the guy's name? Danny, I forgot his last name.
Daniel Gonzalez.
So we got Danny versus Danny. I was able to look into him a little bit. Very, I ain't gonna lie, very hungry, solid prospect guy. Also, he's from New York. So I think we're gonna get an action-packed fight. I'm not gonna lie. I would definitely favor Danny due to just being there, being in the moment. And
Years in a ring. Yep.
yeah, and I think just listening to interviews, I've been listening to Danny and stuff. I think we're gonna get the Danny we need to see. Like, I think he said if he loses this fight, he's done. So I think like this is what we need. Put your back against the wall, Danny, because that's what made you the champion that you was able to be. Like, when Danny was hungry, bro. Like Danny was probably on the pound for pound list. Honestly, he was unified in one weight class, and he went up and got another strap. You know, around that time, and he was fighting the top guys. So I just feel like this was a great move for Danny. Fight an upcoming guy that's hungry. Put your career on the line. Like tell him like, yo, if I lose this, I'm done. Also, I'm making this my farewell to Brooklyn. Like I'm not gonna be in Brooklyn no more. So he got like a nice little theme, I guess you could say, around it. This is my last time ever in this Barclays Center. I just like how he's setting everything up to like, yo, I have to perform. Like I have to perform. This is my card.
Yeah.
I
I
have to
think
perform.
it's looking like I know you were saying like if he loses, he's done. But win or lose, he's probably done.
Yeah,
Realistically, and that's how I want his career to go off. Get you a nice little solid win. Don't try to. I mean, don't let me tell you what to do, but like I wouldn't want to see you against one of these young champion like
yeah,
cause that would be the only next move for you. Like why else would you just be fighting if you're not gonna continue to like fight for belts?
yeah,
So you
yeah,
already making your moves in the promoter game. I think that you already have a lot of recognition. He has the star
yeah,
power, like he has a city behind him, a country behind him. Like I think that
yeah.
Danny is looking good for the future.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but Danny he signed Carmel for like 2 fights. He had Carmel in like
Mm,
a little 2 fight deal or whatever. Like, so he's getting guys, you know what I'm saying? He got Christian Colbert, I think that's his name.
okay.
He got him on like he's making these guys on his card, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think Danny should win this fight. This is what I think Danny should do with his career. You know what I'm saying? Just, Danny's gonna do what Danny wants to do. But what I think is best for Danny is we win this fight, we leave on the horse, and we get into the promotion game. Like really, like I'm talking about like full fledged too. Like I'm talking about events on events on events. You know,
Hmm.
I think it starts with signing young, hot prospects, like going out there and getting the Olympic medalists and going out there and getting Golden Glove 10-time champions. You know what I'm saying? Like go out
Hmm.
there and do your research and get these guys and make your mark on the promotion game from the promoter standpoint. And I think Danny can have a even crazier story if he does that, in my opinion.
Nah, yeah, absolutely. I think the sky's the limit for Danny. I'm only hoping for great things for him. I think he's gonna win this fight. I think he's gonna ride off into the sunset. You know, and we're gonna be talking in about 5, 6 years, 7 years, see if he should be making Hall of Fame or something.
Yeah. Also, before we get out of here, too, y'all, shout out to Danny though, because Danny was showing love on our vids. I don't know if you remember, Danny showed some love on one of our videos that we had dropped on Instagram. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Danny, man. We wish you the best in this fight, bro. If you see this, man, we're definitely gonna be tuned in. So I'm going on my prediction. I'm going Danny Garcia by stoppage, and he rides off to the sunset beautifully. What you got for your prediction?
I'm gonna go Danny by decision. You know,
Okay.
well, he tried to end him. You know, in dude's last fight. I don't know if guys are like. I just don't know if people are gonna be trying to go for knockouts in this fight. But
Yeah.
surprise me. Hey, surprise me. Like, let's
For
see what's going
sure.
on for real.
Facts though. All right, y'all. That was another episode with the Uppercut Pod. Make sure you turn our post notifications on, comment, like, subscribe, send this to your friends. Also, you please tap into our Instagram, y'all. We dropping heat on our Instagram. It's at the Uppercut Pod. All the socials, right, Rel? We got X Uppercut
Mm-hmm.
Pod. We got TikTok Uppercut Pod. We got every app
Yep.
you can think of. We got so make sure y'all tap into that. Anything you got to say, Rel, before we get out of here?
Man, that's good for me, man. Just like everything Scoop said, just continue to check us out, continue to show us love. We love making this content for y'all.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir. We out.